We got along for the most part. We didn't really travel together just because in NXT it's more you travel with the people you're like your close friends. So I more traveled with like a lot of the amateur wrestlers, Sami Callihan, Chad Gable initially, guys like that. Whereas English traveled with a lot of the old SCW guys, Scott Dawson, Juice Robinson, guys like that, Sami Zayn. Those were like the guys he traveled with because those were the guys he was close with. So it was more just for the sake of work, we worked together as best we could. But yeah, we got along fine. There's sometimes we got along well. Sometimes it was kind of like an old married couple where we got along not so well. But it was more just because we both had this idea we were trying to get across, and it didn't always mesh with the other person's vision. I still remember there was a point when we were in Terry Taylor's class in the PC where we kind of became we were somewhat terrors to Terry. We would anything he would say, we would remember something that he'd said that contradicted it. We would both start shooting. We would just sort of like start throwing it out there, like, "What about this, Terry? What about that? You said this. What about this, Terry? What if he did this?" And at a certain point, he actually pulled us aside and asked us to stop doing that because it was interrupting the class too much. But yeah, it was. Like I said, we were never especially close. But the reality is, most tag teams aren't. It's a big myth. I mean, you talk to most actual tag teams, they'll tell you they actually hate each other, which is the joke I used to tell was me and English have to hate each other a little bit, otherwise we're gonna get broken up. Because if you like each other, they split your team immediately. Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, genuinely friends. Gable was a part of Jason Jordan's wedding. Split the team up. Who was it? Chris Harris and who was the other one? James Storm. Hated each other. Yeah, they hated each other. Absolutely hated each other to the point where, as I understand it, at one point you had to call the match with one guy, then go to the other side of the building and call it with the other guy because they wouldn't even be in the same room together. They refused to. Wouldn't split them up. Literally, one of them had to quit TNA to get the team broken up. And as soon as he came back, what did they do? They put him in a feud. So it was kind of the stereotype in wrestling. But a lot of people assume if you're a tag team that you must be friends, and if your team is, for whatever reason, if you say you're not, they're like, oh, that's why they weren't successful. It's like, no, that's actually not a factor. That it has nothing to do with it. Most tag teams, even the successful ones, hate each other because in the end, no one gets into wrestling because they want to be in a team. That's kind of the weird thing about it is that when you're a kid, very few people, if any, dream of being tag team wrestlers. They dream of, main eventing WrestleMania, winning the world title, going to the Superdome and wrestling in front of 70,000 people, or going to the Tokyo Dome, wrestling in front of 120,000 people. No one is like, man, I really hope I'm tagging at a match in Largo, Florida, in front of 500 people. Like, that's no one's dream,